Much to the consternation of the ardent evolutionist, the very evolution language that he uses, the textbooks that he writes, and the theory that he espouses is riddled with the language of intelligence. And not just any intelligence, but intelligence of the highest order. I will prove this to you in an academically sound manner. The evolutionist will hate this video, both for its veracity and its simplicity. Also, they will hate it because the definitions that I will use for 3 very important words, the definitions all come from lengthy Wikipedia articles explaining these words and their definitions. Of course, it has long been demonstrated that Wikipedia decidedly leans in favor of the evolution postulation. So this wiki conundrum will be particularly disconcerting to the evolutionist. But here it goes anyway. I will now examine the 3 very important words. They are intelligence, information, and language. Let's examine intelligence. According to the Wiki article, quote, numerous definitions of and hypotheses about intelligence have been proposed since before the 20th century, with no consensus reached by scholars. Although considerable clarity has been achieved in some areas, no such conceptualization has yet answered all the important questions, and none commands universal assent. Indeed, when 24 prominent theorists were recently asked to define intelligence, they gave 24 somewhat different definitions. In light of this conundrum in the definition of the very word intelligence, as you continue to read the article, you will find various definitions given by dozens of scholars. Words that you see in these definitions appearing over and over in attempting to define the word intelligence are words like problem solving, collection of information, adapting to the surrounding environment, memory storage capability, ability to solve problems, goal-directed adaptive behavior, the ability to adapt to the changing demands of life. The ability to adapt was used over and over in the definitions in one form or another. Of course, evolutionists speak incessantly of the adaptation of the species, information exchange, increase in information exchange, memory storage capability, and the ever-increasing memory storage ability of the process of evolution. All of these are words used in the very definitions of intelligence. Let's examine the word information. The Wiki article states, information, in its most restricted technical sense, is an ordered sequence of symbols that can be interpreted as a message. Information can be recorded as signs or transmitted as signals. Information is any kind of event that affects the state of a dynamic system. An ordered sequence of symbols that can be interpreted as messages? You mean like DNA, RNA, and the genomes of living things? Information is any kind of event that affects the state of a dynamic system? You mean like a living thing in the supposed process of evolution that gathers information from one form to the next over millions of years and then transmits that information until finally the state of that dynamic living system is altered? Yes, exactly. That is exactly what evolution states. In other words, the intelligent process of information exchange takes place according to the evolutionary model. But wait, we're not through yet. Let's talk about the word language. The Wiki article states, language may refer either to the specifically human capacity for acquiring and using complex systems of communication or to a specific instance of such a system of complex communication. Codes and other kinds of artificially constructed communication systems, such as those used for computer programming, can also be called languages. A language in this sense is a system of signs for encoding and decoding information. Again, do evolutionists not speak of the DNA, RNA codes, genomes, signs, and the chemicals represented by symbols that represent the codes of information? And how amazing that these biological and chemical codes just happen to produce every system and every subsystem and every sub-subsystem of every life form known to man. And what do the codes do but transmit information? The transmitting of information by code is the very definition of intelligence. So according to the terms and definitions that evolutionists use to talk about their magical process of macroevolution, evolution is nothing more than a massive exchange of information using complex coded language systems, which at many levels is the very definition of intelligence. Gee, thank you, Mr. Evolutionist, for proving to us what we already knew. All of life is the product of intelligent design.